let's take a few breaths up. Breathe in, exhale down. Good, and breathe in and exhale down, and then one more and up. Good, and then let's grab our heaviest dynaband or get 2 dynabands or just one, whatever you want. The main thing is we're going to use a medium to heavy dynaband or elastic tubing around the feet. Oh, good morning. Walk your hands a little closer and then bend your elbows so that you're doing a row plus your back, your biceps, your posture muscles. Beautiful. We're going to exhale as we pull. Good morning. Let me turn a little bit more. Yes. And you can have a palm up grip or a neutral grip, meaning thumbs up or palms up. Let's take 10 more. And let's start that breath, breathing in through your nose and breathing out through your nose. You may notice it gets longer and fuller. Beautiful. Good morning. Good morning. Now, the only change we're going to do here is a rotation. So you're going to do basically the same thing, but you're going to turn your body on the same side arm that you're rowing. So if you're rowing left, you're going to rotate left. We're exhaling. Good morning. And then you can also flip your hand. As you're pulling, your palm is facing up. Palm face up. Exhale. You got it. And we'll notice the breath gets a little fuller as we're here. And take 4 more. And 2. Gorgeous. Now we're going to let that go for just a moment, and I want to take a rack posture, go up and back. This is a stretch to counter pose. Lift up your heart. 5. Good morning. We just warmed up with some rows and then some turning rows, but we're now, and some stretches, so now we're taking a rack stretch. Breathe in, and then when you're ready, come back and grab a medium band. I am going to grab a sip, so if you'd like to take a sip, please take. And a medium band, it doesn't have to quite be as heavy. Your band is going to go around the heel arch. And I want you to open your arms. Let me turn a little. So you have this sort of a soft circular T. You're wide in your arms, and we're going to do this one just a little lower than shoulder height, but the arms are open. They're off the ribs. Sometimes we do one with the elbows closed. This one's elbows are away from the body. So now we're sitting tall, and now we're going to add the breath. And there's an exhale as you pull your arms to the side. And you can scan, your neck should feel still easy and not tense. All right, try 5 more, sitting tall. Now we're gonna relax the arms, but just move the shoulders in little circles. So they're getting some more circulation before we go on. Cross the band like an X. Now do put the elbows by your side and open up the forearms. Breathe in through the nose and breathe out through the nose. And if you look down, your wrists are neutral. You've got happy wrist. They're not flexing or extending beyond your forearm. They're in line. You're real tall. And we're going to take 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and then 1 more. Now uncross the band, and you can take a bicep curl a few ways. This is one way. You just sit up and hold on. If you have a tubing, you hold on to the handles. If you do not have osteoporosis, if you would like to lean back, you can. Exhale. The other trick you could do is lift your elbows a little bit. That makes it harder, or lower the elbows. It makes it easier. So you can see how you can play around with the cues. Exhale. The neck is soft. Your gaze is probably at your toes or just above your toes. Your belly pulls in. Everybody looks great. And these are watermelon and cantaloupe picking up muscles that we're getting strong. On the front top arm, you should see your bicep. You should see the wrist is neutral. Try 3 more, 2 more, and then 1 more. And now come back up and then take a stretch. I'm gonna sit up on my shins to demonstrate. Interlace here, or if you wanna add on a little harder stretch, take your cow face here. So I'm just showing a shoulder opener. Another posture is the other side here, and lift up tall. 5. So you can touch your hands. If that's not working out, just do the interlaced. 4. Inhale. And then take a medium band. We're going to do a pec opener. So the band is going to be on this side. Now, if you have the tubings, I do like to get them out of the way and not have them dangle. So we're going to do a little pattern. You can see we're making our way up. We're going out and out, out and forward. And exhale and forward. And you're tall. Your palms are up or neutral. They're either facing each other or neutral. That should feel good. And exhale. Good. And I like how the shoulders are down the back. That looks really good in everybody. We're going to add a full breath. Breathe in through the nose. Breathe out of the nose. Good. And we're going to do 5 more patterns. So that set is a pattern. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Really good. Now this time I want to add a stretch. So pretty wide, go up and back, and then go up and forward. So this stretch is dynamic. Oh, that feels so good. How does that feel first thing in the morning? I hope it feels great. Now we're going to do more of a static and find one of 3 places. We're going to do 3 different places. That looks good. You can maybe just check your wrist, make sure that they feel good to you. Everyone looks good. The wrist is, just want to make sure. Yeah, everyone looks good. So it should feel comfortable in your wrist. And then go down a little bit, maybe an inch or 2. Breathe in. And then how about another inch or so? Breathe in fully. I hope that felt wonderful. Take an inhale. And then exhale, let it go. Grab a sip. We're going to do 1 more kneeling and then change it up. The arms are going to go up, sort of like we did before, but the difference is when you pull it down, it's right in front of your nose and it goes to your chest. So I just feel like I need to take up more slack. So this is where you do it. You just figure out where's it going to feel good for you. Good. Exhale. And exhale. And then as you do this, even though we're working our arms overhead, we're conscious that our shoulders are down the back. Your ribs are over your pelvis. So kneeling, high kneeling, both kneeling and high kneeling are easy to accidentally get lordotic. So you have a little rib tone down and your normal lower back curve is there. It's not excessive. Anytime the arms are overhead, we have that little bit more vulnerability. So we've got our abs on 5%, 10% near the ribs and the pubic bone. Try 5 more. 5, 4, and I'm pulling down and wide. 3, good. 2, and then 1. Now let the band go. I want to offer a stretch that's either this, or can you do prom together prayer pose? So you choose, and another choice could be you do prayer pose in front. But those are the ways you can stretch. 5, 4, 3, 2. Now the next one we're going to do is a lying down chest press. If you don't want to do that, you can always do push-ups on the wall, push-ups on your knees, or do the chest press we did with the band. So I'm gonna offer us a sip, and then we're gonna lie down. Good, Betty. Did you see how mobile your legs were just then as you rolled over your shins? That was great. So take a couple of heavier weights, most likely 5 to 12 even, so 5 to 10. Now your feet are on the floor. That's going to help protect your back. You're going to push your arms up and you're going to bend. So I'm just going to say that you can do a modified push-up on the wall, or you could do them on the knees if you wanted. Another thing you could do if you didn't have hand weights today, or if you're just preferring not to use them, is you could do a dynaband behind your back and push out like we did when we were in high kneeling. So you've always got something you can do healthy. And I just want to offer it so that you can follow your gut. You can follow anything that's maybe something unusual happened. If you fell this week, you've always got backup plans. Now, as you push, you are asking the abs for a little bit of help. They pull in a little bit. And the breath is still in through the nose and out through the nose. The feet are on the floor, which helps you keep your ribs connecting to the mat. So let's take our 3 more. Breathe in. 2 more. Now exhale, and on the 1, you can lower that down, lower the hand weights down. Stretch out one leg, stretch out the other leg, stretch out the arms overhead, stretch and reach. And I like to shift through the back on this. That muscle is vulnerable to getting tight or triggered. So we're doing a little QL release here, shifting through the back. Then you can slide your feet back on the floor in that really safe position. This is going to be a little hug, so a fly. You could take the same weights or slightly less. So it'd be okay if you went slightly less. The hand weights are over your sternum, and then you open up almost like you're going to hug, and then you exhale and you come. Now both 2 ends of the weights touch each other roughly over the sternum. When you open up your arms, you're not letting your elbows hyperextend. You're going to keep that soft hug in your arms. Breathe in and exhale. Breathe out. Inhale and exhale. And push. Now, you can check your neck. Should feel really good here. And I like it if you can try to hear the cues and not turn your neck. We're not on our neck with our weight, we're on our shoulder blades and our back, but it's still just a good practice. I want to try to keep your neck safe. Now, see if you can do 4 more, and it's slow and controlled. It's controlled. 3, breathe in, and then exhale, press together. 2, inhale, and exhale, press. Now, carefully lower the weights beside your body. And we're going to take a full body stretch again. Reach through your fingers, reach through your toes. And then I'm going to have us turn over and do 1 plank in the middle of this to ignite our abdominals and elbows even more than they've been. So hold here. This is a plank pose, and your forearms are strong. So this is a great pose if you just sprinkle it in your day. Just to kind of touch, like let's say we're not meeting, it's a Sunday, and you just want to wake up the abs. This is a great one. Now hold 5, 4, 3, 2. Now the next one is a pelvis down, forearm down Sphinx, and or a swan or cobra. So we're going to do one of these back extensions. And this is a great one too. This is something like calf raises. These can be done every day, but even just doing one and counterposing the forwardness of our day. So hold here another 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now, you can get up however you want, although I would like to encourage you to try a way that is without your hands. So when you come up, you're here in a child pose type motion. That's an option. And you can put a foot forward. Yeah, good. And then you stand. Now, the only caveat is I want you to grab a sip, so reach back down there and get a sip and meet me back here for some bicep curls. That was great, guys. That's a fun trick you can do anytime you're on the floor. Let's say you're on the floor for some other reason. Then you can sit up, stand up without using your hands. It's a great little trick. It's not a trick. It's a great little skill to keep in your repertoire. Just getting on the floor is a good trick too. So your palms, your feet are forward. That's it. You know, it's going to be a palm. We'll do supinated. This is like you have a cup of soup in your hand. That's girl. I can see you better, I bet. 3. And you're going to breathe in and out. 4. Good. And 5. Your shoulders are down the back. I like to just sort of bend the knees a little just to make sure that I'm not accidentally hyperextending. I don't want to bend my knees backwards. So you might soften your knees. Right here at the bottom, your elbows aren't going backwards. So you've got this little braking system. It's called eccentric contraction that makes sure that you're working the muscles on the way down, you know, controlling the weights on the way down and on the way up. I also like how nobody's swinging their body to get the bicep done. That's a compensation. And a lot of times you can just consciously think about these cues and they correct themselves. The body is just geared to look for easy ways to do stuff, so it'll do it. But everybody I see looks good. This looks wonderful. All right, knees soft. Let's do 4 more with that breathing in through your nose and out through your nose. And 2. Good. 1 more and breathe. Now I'm going to have us just lower the weights down, and you can grab a sip if you'd like. We're going to take a little qigong move, which is a knocking on the door of life. It's an informal way to release tension, but anytime your arms cross the midline, it calms the activity on the brain. So it's nervous system, it's muscles, and it's mental, the big nervous system, the mind, the brain. And then we're going to take some, let me tell you, with my arms, and then we're going to do it with our weight. So it's going to look like this. So it's going to be a lateral raise. So that's a lighter weight. So maybe 3 to 6. And let me try these. And then you're going to stand with your feet forward, and you're good. That's it. That's it. And you're standing tall, knees soft. 3, good. Shoulders, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and then see if you can add 5 more. One trick, if you really can't, is to grab a lighter set of weights and then finish out with a lighter set of weights. And take 2 more. And 1. Nice job. Let those down. And then this time with our little shoulder stretch, we're going to do a glute medius strengthener. So that is a leg up. So I'll call tree. Tree is a fine one to do. You can do interlaced fingers. You could do a cow face. You could do a prayer pose. Good. So I just want to ask that glute medius to fire. And one way you can ask it to fire is to get one foot in the air and keep the hips level. If the hip kicks out, it's not working. You really want the hips level, and that's what I see. Good. Let's take one of the arms up just for that satisfaction factor. Breathe in. Let the hands come down. This is dynamic balance now. Lower that foot. Lift and spread your toes. The other one comes up. So we're now asking our right glute medius to work. That really helps prevent a lot of back pain. And your hips are level. So you could take an interlaced finger position. You could take another type of shoulder stretch. The term that is getting thrown around a lot is numb butt or gluteal amnesia, where a lot of sitting creates those muscles turning off. So what we're doing is inspiring those muscles to turn back on. They're critical for balance. They're critical for our low back. So right here, this muscle should be on, kind of high pelvis. Good, we're gonna do this for satisfaction. It does feel good to stretch out through the tree, doesn't it? This is also dynamic balance. Take an inhale. Now the hands could come together and you're still trying to keep your leg up. That's okay, good job. And then lower that down. I like it. Now this one's gonna be a front raise. So probably the same way, and I'm gonna ask, we can grab some water. So a frontal raise, probably the same 5, 3, 6, somewhere in there, 3 to 6 pounds. Go forward. And now I'm gonna soften that neck, 2 and 3. And 4, good. I like how you're not using your neck. 5, and just go into shoulder height. That's plenty. And if you have any sensitivity, or you even think you have any sensitivity in the shoulder, you can go an inch lower. Nothing should hurt. We try to do high benefit, low risk movements. So now I'm gonna have us just gently slow down as a challenge. So I'm just slowing it down a little bit. Good. That's it. The deceleration in particular, you can tell, right? Gravity would pull us down, but now we're controlling the speed. And 17, good. 18, 19, really good. Take one more, 20, and let's let those down for just a moment. Nice. This will be an interlace finger position, and it is a glute medius. That's a one-legged strengthener, but in a different plane. And just take 10 here. Take an inhale and exhale to come back. Now inhale, and let's hit the other side. So as your torso hinges, your leg comes up. 10. Breathe in, and then exhale and lower that down. Really good job. Now we're going to do an overhead press. So let me show you with my arms. It looks like this. So it's most likely a lighter weight. So it could be 3 to 8 pounds. Your feet are underneath your hips or so, or sometimes I like a little bit wider for that base of support. So I want you to feel real sturdy. Yeah. I personally tend not to like them super narrow. I like at least shoulder or hip width apart, hip or shoulder width apart. Good. Now you can just feel your security, because when you go up, you've got this really tall lever. So we want our ear in line with the shoulder, neck soft. We want those little abdominal muscles, ribs down, helping us out so we're not in our low back. We want our knees soft. So you just kind of scan all the cues, and it's okay if you feel like you have to repeat this scan in your mind. It's okay. The body can only hang on to one conscious cue at a time, really. So that's why we keep saying it, to try to make it more automatic. And then at least with the cue you hear, it's familiar to correct. It's like, oh yeah, my neck. So it's okay that we repeat them. 5, your neck is easy, your knees soft. 4, you have a little ab tone in your near your ribs. 3, pulling down. Good, inhale. Exhale, 2. You guys look great, you feel your shoulders. Exhale, 1. Now we're gonna lower that down. Good job, let that go down. Perfect job. And let me hit this is a different stretch strength. So see if you can sit in a chair. Notice your knees are in line with your hip. If you care to add on, pick up a foot, and it's like a stretch in your hip plus a strengthen in your thigh. Now you could go lower. If that's too much, just do a standing leg balance. So hold 5 more. Good. Hard up. I have to tell myself that. 4. Good, Karen. 3, nice. 2, very good. Now we're gonna step out. This foot becomes the work leg. Have a seat. This hip becomes the stretch hip. All right, hold. And your chin is soft. 5, 4, 3, 2. Inhale. And then exhale and come up. Really good. Let's sneak in one more tricep exercise here. Grab a medium band. Put it behind your head and your other one behind your low back. Actually, let me grab more of this band. Okay, so push up with your top hand. Your neck is soft. Now, if you care to add on just a little bit extra, you could add on calves. If it disturbs you from your main goal of the tricep, then just do the arms. But if you can, add it on. 8, 9, 10, 11, good. 12, 13, 14, and 15, shoot for 5 more, 16, 17, you're doing great, 18, 19, you feel the tricep, 20, now switch it up. This arm is now the working, this arm is now I call it the anchor, the stability arm. 2, now exhale, you can add the press, 3, 4, and we're breathing, and 5, 6, each toe has equal weight, 7, 8, 9, 10, we're gonna see if we can do 10 more, I know we can, 11, 12, and if not, give yourself more slack, that's the way to get it easier. Just let some of that band go if it's too much. 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, you did it, we did it, we all did it. Take an arm up and over and take one hand down and enjoy. 5, you guys did so good. These 30-minute weight training classes, I just love them. I love that you guys came today. Thank you for coming. I know it was a little bit earlier and I'm so glad you're here. That client was out and I said, oh, we're gonna do a little extra class. I'm so glad you joined. So breathe, open, inhale, and then just take a moment to give yourself an appreciation. I'm so glad that my body is doing what I'm asking it to do, that my mind was strong enough to get here and my spirit could enjoy the process. I'm gonna set an intention of appreciation and wellness for my mind, body, and spirit the rest of the day. Thank you guys so much. Happy Friday. I hope this sets the tone for